I don't want to transition. They like my dick. Thank you very much, Rimshee.
You made
Welcome to
that
Western
joke
Saints
already.
Discord. I'm sorry. You try coming up with a new intro every fucking week.
You don't even come up with a new intro every fucking week, Jables.
Yeah, as you just demonstrated.
That's the second week in a row you've used that one, I think.
Oh, really? I used that last week too?
I think so.
Yeah, it was either last week or the week before, but it was very recent. Hence why I said something.
I'm a hack. Fuck you guys.
Well, at least you admit it.
Well,
I think I've... Oh.
So, Rimshee,
Alright, now that Jables is gone, we can talk about the real stuff. Dick size. He doesn't get to know.
Watch how fast he comes back into frame. Oh, expectations subverted. As written by Ryan Johnson. God, that guy sucked.
God, what an unintentional pun, too. Johnson. Dick sizes.
I know you'll never tell. It makes me sad.
I didn't say I'd never tell. But... Good luck.
I would say that he's waiting for a strategic time, but that's not a Marine strong suit.
No, that is a Marine strong
big
suit.
Gobstopper. Like, and keep that mouth closed for a very long time, you silly sod.
Strategery is a Marine strong suit. Don't deny it. But that's also why they have officers in the field, to make sure everyone stays on task instead of just destroying everything in front of them.
Yeah.
Well, that was my thing. You were an officer.
No, I wasn't an officer. I was a crew chief. I dealt with officers. Daily.
You're middle management.
Yeah, you get.
No, that has nothing to do with middle management. That was when I hit corporal. That's also slightly different.
Anyways, are you guys excited to have to get enhanced driver's license or some sort of real ID next year?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
It's gonna be a federal law. You have to have a real ID to, like, fly and shit.
I already have a real ID, but that's supposed to be a federal law for, like, years now. And they keep
kept
putting
pushing
it off.
Back mostly because of the pandemic, and then, like, petitions to not do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, my friend, she said that she went and got her, she called it her star ID recently, so that she could fly and not need a passport.
Yeah, in my state, it's called an enhanced driver's license or an enhanced identification card. It's a fucking scam, dude.
I mean,
you have to.
I gotta renew mine next year anyway.
Yeah, same here. Like, yeah, but to get the enhanced driver's license, they charge you like $7 per year that it's valid. And
it should just be why is it a standard? Jesus fucking Christ. To be fair, there was a time when we didn't even need passports.
Rimshee.
I already had to give them my fucking birth certificate and social security card when I first got my driver's license.
That's rare, man.
When I first got my ID card. Because I had an ID card before I got my driver's license.
Every year that I get older, I move more and more towards the position like, you know what? Taxes are theft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The older you get, the more you realize it.
And
like, The shit that they charge us over, a lot of it's just bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like there's just like more information on the card when they scan it. That's the only difference. It's a fucking scam.
It's got a print on it that says real ID or enhanced ID. But that's about it visually. And then there's
the decades upon decades and mountains of research that prove without a doubt, it's like, yeah, higher federal taxes hamstring economies.
No, I like to get my enhanced driver's license, I have to bring like 2 pieces of mail, my birth certificate, my current driver's license, social security card, and I think one other thing, but it's like I have so much shit that I have to bring to the.
For me, the 2 pieces of mail is like the hardest part, because like the only mail I get anymore is like from a local car dealership that wants to buy my car.
My bank still sends me statements.
That right there is the only real difference between a regular ID and a real ID in California. At least in terms of visual.
Yeah. I think it's the same here. And you're asking me to bring all this fucking paperwork so I can fly on a plane. I think things have been going pretty smooth with planes since 2001. I think we're good. Other than the planes themselves breaking, but that's different.
I actually have a Mentor Now video I'm planning to watch. It looks like the issue is Boeing started to go downhill after the McDonnell Douglas merger.
Oh yeah, because you know, McDonnell Douglas after the 777 basically killed any market interest for the MD-11. They were essentially bankrupt and had no choice but to be bought out.
I say it all went down with Mr. Hands.
That's how Boeing got their hands on the Hornet and the Eagle. Yeah. Also, the Super Hornet was, in its marketing, really kind of a scam, because it's like, oh yeah, it has so much parts commonality with the Legacy Hornet. Bullshit, no it don't. You basically build a new airframe from the ground up, you lying bastards.
Yeah.
I shouldn't start talking about military procurement.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I'm keeping my mouth shut. I don't want to talk about it because, yeah.
Well, let's change subjects a little bit.
Boeing are kind of shifty fucks these days.
It's allergy season. My allergies were so bad on Tuesday, it felt like my eyes were on fire.
Your eyes were on fire.
Oh.
I lit them on fire.
Good to know. No, yeah, I was at work and my eyes were just like so itchy and just burning and shit. Like I could hardly see. I was like, all right, I'll power through this. I got like an hour until lunch. So I'll power through this and then I'll go to the store at lunch and I'll get eye drops. And I go to the store at lunch, they were out of eye drops. So now I'm just, fuck. How am I gonna get through the rest of this fucking day? And then I kept like rinsing out my eyes with water in the bathroom, and then eventually I just like put some cold water on, just soaked like a paper towel in cold water, sort of patted that on my eyes a little bit, fixed it up temporarily, but like long enough that I could do stuff and then just do it again a little later. So pro tip. If you have itchy eye allergies, cold water on a paper towel, it'll help you for a bit.
Well, yeah, because the moisture around the eyes will catch the pollen
Yeah,
before
but I'd
your
never
actual
had
eye does.
something like that happen to me before. It was bad.
I used to have seasonal allergies all the time when I was younger, but then I moved away from living with my mom, and they went away almost entirely.
Huh, weird.
Well, it was also probably due to the fact that my mom was a pretty frequent smoker.
That'll help.
Yeah, once I got out of that environment, I noticed after about a year, it's like, fuck, I'm not miserable during the springtime anymore.
Yeah. I just take a 24-hour allergy med all year round.
Yeah, because I used to have to take Claritin all the fucking time, but
Yeah, I do knock off Claritin, but yeah.
I haven't had
I
to do
need
that.
some caffeine.
They might
I'll-
sponsor the show. Don't actually say the brand names. Jeez.
Dude, we're never
Yeah.
getting a sponsorship.
I know. Yeah,
Especially not
Yeah,
one
no,
from
I just-
Claritin.
but I just take Claritin all year round, pretty much.
The only sponsorships that we're likely ever to get are ones that I would on principle never take.
Rolling Rock might sponsor us. They follow me on Twitter.
Well, I would be fine with that, but if we were ever in a position where it's like, hey, representative for BetterHelp here, fuck off.
No, I'm not.
Get
I
out.
wouldn't do a BetterHelp sponsorship. Like, BetterHelp keeps going through these phases where they're good and doing things right for a while, and then they change a policy and then they just fucking fuck it up.
Their business model is a fucking sine wave.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, if you need some help, BetterHelp's better than nothing. But I don't like a lot of their practices in their hirings. And how they handle the information that clients give to them.
Oh, you mean like selling it to Facebook?
Yep. Every time I hear a BetterHelp ad on a fucking podcast, I'm just skip. Nope.
It's like, guys, they haven't changed.
Yeah, but they don't know, because these are people, they're just doing a podcast and they're not necessarily on the internet like we are. Because that was something that didn't hit mainstream at all. The most mainstream it got was Philip DeFranco.
Oh man, you saying podcast? That reminds me. So I was watching EFAP earlier, and they had a clip from this podcast I think it's called "You Should Know," and it kind of broke my brain.
Yeah.
Because you have these two dudes that are sitting there, and he's the guy asks "What's the animal that you are least afraid of?" And the guy's like, fish, and he's like, no, like an animal, and he's like, fish, fish aren't animals.
What?
And I might have to try and find this clip because it's fucking amazing.
Please find this clip. I need this in my life.
Because it just gets so much more bizarre as it keeps going. Oh man. Hold on, I'll see if I can't find it.
Alright. Oh. I did listen to that whole Critical Drinker, Mahler, and whoever else, the open bar discussion about Fallout.
Yeah.
I am entirely in line with Critical Drinker on that. I had fun. It made me want to play the games more. And I think that's a good reason to watch it. And that's my final take on the Fallout series.
Yeah. I guess Mahler's not done. He's kind of implied that he's working on something.
Yeah,
which means
okay.
a video is probably coming.
I think he was reading into stuff a lot more than he should have. And he's being
My thing is,
kind of pedantic and shitty about it.
Like, if there's bad writing, then bad writing is bad writing, and it's worth pointing out.
Yeah, but I think some of the writing is purposefully bad because they wanted to make it feel like the video game.
Okay, I don't accept that excuse.
Okay, that's fine.
That's not a good excuse.
No, I think some of it is purposefully written in a certain way so that it feels more like playing a video game.
Yeah, I would much rather have characters making decisions that make sense.
Okay, well, until you watch it, I'm not gonna accept any of your opinion on it. So.
Apparently, Chris Avalon has things to say about the movie.
I really don't want to watch this fucking show. Don't.
So don't watch it. I just wanted to update and just mention that I did do the thing that you asked me to do. And my stance is as it is.
I already knew that though, because you told me like an hour or so after the fact.
Yeah, but I didn't listen to the full thing at that point. I gave you like my first initial.
Okay, I found the clip though. This is incredible.
Should we play it on stream or what? What are we doing?
Is it appropriate to play on stream?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Where is it?
I think there's a bit of swearing in there.
It's in live show in the Discord. If you want me to just DM it to you. So you
yeah, DM it to me. Yeah, because
yeah.
if I try go and look at it, I won't see it.
Because Mahler stumbled across this by chance and shared it with Rags and Fringy. And I was watching this like, oh my god. This is a perfect allegory for the American education system. It's
alright, hold on.
In a really depressing way.
Here we go.
Okay, where can I watch this at?
I've got it up on stream. Or you can check the chat.
Oh, jeez.
What's the animal in this world that you fear the least?
Hey, Cass, thanks for the biddies.
Fish. Animal. Fish. Don't start.
I've already
You're
seen
starting,
it,
and I'm not.
A fish is an animal.
No, it's not. I'm talking about an animal. Like
Fish.
fish. That's like saying like an ant. That's not an animal. Fish aren't animals. That's a sea creature.
A fish is an animal.
You can't go to the zoo and see a fish. They don't have zoo fishes.
There's actually so many fishes.
There's fish zoos? You can go to a fish zoo.
No, there's so many fish that they have their own fucking attraction called an aquarium.
That's
called
different.
aquariums.
No, that's why they have different names. I'm talking about an animal like a monkey zebra. That's like saying a mammal.
You just ended yourself. If you would have said mammal, I would have gave you different answer. You said animal.
That's not a fish.
Fish is an animal.
No, fish. Something with paws is an animal, dog, and fur.
Is a lizard an animal?
No. It's an insect.
What's a
a
lizard?
reptile?
What are reptiles?
So reptile. What's a human? Are we animals? Are we animals? Because we're humans.
Mammal.
Exactly. It's a mammal. It's not an animal.
Which is an animal.
So we're animals. Animal. Listen. You said humans are mammals, right?
I can't.
Listen.
I can't.
Listen to my explanation. Just get into my brain for a second.
I don't want to get in your brain. That is a sick, lonely, cold, slimy place.
We're not an animal.
You are.
I'm an animal. I won. Comments. I won.
Explain it.
You explain it. How am I an animal?
You asked me.
Yeah.
What animal am I least
But
afraid
you called
of?
me an animal.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You just
You
said I'm an
brought
animal.
human beings into it.
Why
you
are you
sack of points.
screaming at me?
Because you're stupidity. Fish.
I'm talking about animals.
I don't care. Animals. I'm talking about cars. It's not a Mitsubishi.
Okay,
it's a car. What is the definition of a fish? What is it?
Aquatic.
Aquatic what? Aquatic what?
Aquatic creatures.
Animal.
You're saying you're the same as a leopard. You're not a leopard. You're a white man from Dallas. You're not a leopard. I'm trying to tell you something.
The American education system, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to kill myself. Actually, you know what? No. I don't want to kill myself. I want him to kill himself.
I think I think the part that I identify the most with in that clip is when he says, you're like, I'm talking animals like sharks, and the dude loses his fucking shit. Rightly so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Aquatic
idiot a
what?
professional opinion?
Aquatic what?
Oh.
You can see the guy was about to say animal too, so.
Yeah.
And he-
Also, what makes it even more astounding is like, not only is like, oh no, animals aren't fish, but the guy mentions the concept of aquariums, and he's like, those aren't real.
That's for
Dude.
sharks and shit.
Oh god.
Also, most zoos have fish.
Yes.
It's not a lot of them. It's...
Like the Indianapolis Zoo. My personal, like, we got fucking dolphins.
Yeah.
We got fish. We got sharks, stingrays, which are also fish. Got some walruses. That was one thing that I think Rags brought up. He's like a sea lion would fucking break this man. Because it's just like, you're a traitor. Like choose. Like, are you an animal or a sea creature?
Yeah. Yeah, he might be playing it up for the podcast, Pav, but I've also seen the Aaron Earned and Iron Earn with a Baltimore accent video. And some people are just stupid.
Also,
I'll say him not giving in when he was about to say aquatic animal and decided to change it to aquatic creature. That
He
was
knew that
him
he
playing
lost,
it
so
up
he
for the
dug his-
camera. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was him maybe
that's-
playing it up for the camera, but he started out stupid.
Also, and like, this is just me, it's hard to fake that level of I am offended by what you've just said when he was told that he's an animal.
He wasn't even told that he was an animal. Guy just said, like, yeah, humans are animals. They're mammals.
Well, yeah, but
You just called me an animal?
as I said, the
Yeah.
fact that he got offended by that's hard to fake. And yes, humans are animals. You fucking idiot.
Yeah. We're apes. Did you just call me a fucking ape? No, I said we're apes. You
Yeah.
and me.
We, not I,
That
dumbass.
is the correct definition of what has happened here.
Yeah. I fucking.
There's like,
I do have to bring up Katson's message. Stop making stupid people famous. I totally agree.
absolutely.
Unfortunately, stupid people are really entertaining.
I don't know, man.
it's-
Like, I still fail to see what's appealing about XQC.
That's different. I don't even know how people understand what he says.
It's like, not only is he a fucking idiot, but he is insufferable.
Yeah, I can't. I can hardly understand him when he talks.
But again, like, I guess stupid attracts stupid. You know,
I want to
Hassan
see.
popular for a while.
Yeah,
I just
but-
realized
but
Tom's not a
It is
mod.
so funny. It is so funny now to watch Hassan bitch and cry about how his viewer numbers keep going down. Fuck
Yeah.
you, dude.
Yeah, but Hassan
People
became
still
famous
watch
because
him?
of ideological capture, not
Yeah.
for anything else. I want to see what XQC's content was when he was coming up. If he was actually entertaining at that time. And maybe people are just watching him because he's big and he's always on the homepage. Or if he actually had like good content when he was starting out.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
There's some people that get popular and famous that I totally understand, like Jay Schlatt. Really funny guy. I totally get why people watch him.
Well, yeah, like I understand why, for example, like people like Markiplier have a following.
Yeah, I don't remember modding everyone in chat but you, Pav. I thought it was someone else we didn't mod.
Yeah, Pav, I think you just weren't here that day.
Yeah. You're not getting modded now. We don't have enough viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should start. Maybe I should start doing self promo on No Panic Buttons Discord.
Oh, I remember now what it was. Yeah, Pav, I know what you're talking about. It was that time that Pav got kicked off the mod team because he was going a little nuts with power, and so we just modded everybody except for him because because of that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Pav, okay, yeah, I remember now. Yes, we did do that. We're still not getting
memories. Anyway, but yeah, like, oh man, he's like, no, like I'm talking animals. Like, like an ant. That's not an animal.
Oh no, when you. Oh, what's a lizard? An insect. A reptile. It's like, what? Yeah.
Like amphibians, like frogs would fuck with this dude hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they spend a lot of time in water. Are they animals?
Yeah.
Well, a reptile apparently isn't an animal.
Man, do you think he knows that whales aren't fish?
No.
Do you think he knows that the platypus lays eggs?
He might know that. It's weird enough. He's probably gotten stoned and somebody told him that.
Yeah.
Oh,
The fact that
platypus.
they lay eggs is not the weirdest thing about the platypus.
No, the poisonous
it's
barb
not.
is the weird thing. Sorry, the venomous barb is the weird thing.
Or the fact that they don't have teeth and they need rocks to grind up their food.
Yeah.
And if they don't actually have a stomach in the traditional sense either.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
news to me.
Platypuses are really weird.
Yeah, platypus seems like that project where, I mean, just think about all the Star Wars ships. Some of those ships they just created because they had extra parts and needed extra ships. That's what the platypus feels like.
Yeah. By the way, you saying platypuses reminded me of an argument I got into a week or two ago about the word octopi because it was on a crossword. John was doing one of his crossword things.
Mm-hmm.
And the word for the crossword was octopi, and I'm like, but it's octopuses because we did that MDMA article, and like all of the octopus experts were like, no, it's octopuses. They were very adamant in that article about that. And so I'm like, I'm referring to the experts here. And then I Googled it. Both are technically acceptable. I'm calling bullshit.
No, I'll believe that they're technically acceptable. But technically acceptable is very different than actually correct. It's kind of like how the proper way to spell a lot is A space L-O-T, but way too often you see A-L-O-T.
Yeah. I mean, language changes and stuff. I understand that. But we went through that whole article, and there was a lot of mentions that it's octopuses. And the experts were adamant about it. So...
But yeah, from National Geographic, If you look inside a platypus, you'll find another weird feature. Its gullet connects directly to its intestines. There's no sac in the middle that secretes powerful acids and digestive enzymes. In other words, the platypus has no stomach.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
could you repeat that just a little bit slower?
Okay. So, if you look inside a platypus, you'll find another weird feature. Its gullet connects directly to its intestines. There's no sac in the middle that secretes powerful acids and digestive enzymes. In other words, the platypus has no stomach.
Yeah, it's fucking God's spare parts bin. Got it. Jesus fucking Christ. The platypus
Hold
is
on,
just a
real-
weird goddamn animal.
Well, the echidna, which also lays eggs, also doesn't have a stomach.
Hold on. Crab said
Mammals
something
and laying
dumb.
eggs. Shocker.
Crab said something dumb. Octopi mixes Latin and Greek. It's not different interpretations. Crab.
Yeah.
Stop. Stop it. Get some help.
Also,
I didn't
if
have
you
time to pull it up on my soundboard.
if you translate octopus, it literally translates to head foot. Well, cephalopod. That's what cephalopod means, is head foot.
Well, I thought, yeah, cephalopod. Octopus is 8 something.
But yeah, like, it's the wider family that it's connected to is just head foots,
Yeah.
cephalopods.
All right. You guys want to try out the new segment?
But yeah,
Which segment?
Dear Abby.
Okay, yeah, I got that one.
every
queued
time I
up.
hear
Let's
that,
go!
I just can't help but think about the John Prine song.
All right. So now that people are here, we're gonna try out a new little segment. We're gonna read a little story, and we're gonna give our advice and do some commentary throughout. It's kind of like "Am I the asshole?" but it's somebody like legit asking for advice. So
Instead of looking for validation.
I already read through this, so
Alright, then you'll read it quickest. Go.
well, I don't know. I kind of want first reactions. Sir, would you mind reading it?
Yeah, just a second.
I'll DM it to you real quick.
No, I've got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I have some thoughts on this, and I just want to interrupt Sir while he goes through it.
Coming to us from the New York Post. Dear Abby, I have a secret apartment my husband doesn't know about. Dear Abby, I've been deceiving my husband for a couple of months and can't figure out how to come clean. I feel like a terrible person. We've been married 17 years, and during the first 4 or 5, we were happy. We don't have very many disagreements, but when we do, he always wins. This is because he's intense, intelligent, and very intimidating, so I always back down.
All right. First thing, you're a bitch. He always, if you were right, he wouldn't always win. Just
Yeah.
saying.
He's intense, intelligent, and very intimidating. I think you
Is
hid
he?
the reason why he usually wins in the middle there.
Sounds like somebody
Intelligent?
needs a self-esteem class, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I lose a lot of arguments with Deana. But the
Yeah,
ones where
but
I'm
have you
right,
met
I'm
Deana?
fucking right. And I win those for sure. So I don't know. Maybe choose better arguments.
Yeah, pick your battles.
Maybe take a debate class.
Also, if the first 4 or 5 years were good and it's been shitty for the next 12 to 13, maybe it's not a very good marriage and you're lacking in communication skills.
Yeah, I think the next line actually lends a lot of credence to that.
Yeah.
Because she says, I'm so uncomfortable with him and careful about what I say, and that it has started to make me depressed and anxious. I'm in therapy and trying hard to speak up for myself.
Go to the community college, take a public speaking course.
Yeah. Also, it seems to me like you have not talked to him about this at all, which is another failing on your
Oh no, keep going.
Oh boy. The deception I speak of is that I have rented an apartment in another town and have lied to him about trips to see my sister, my daughter, and my mother just so I can feel some peace, read a book, knit, and just be... He has no idea because our finances are separate. His choice.
Yeah.
Well, at least good for him, because if you were spending his money, if I was him, I'd be pissed.
Yeah. Also, you can have an apartment that you just go to from time to time. You guys are doing fine financially.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And also, separate finances. I have no problem with that.
That's a choice between you and your partner.
Yeah. Maybe you saw how stupid you were, and you didn't want you dabbling in his money. Because you're just renting an apartment in another town.
Okay,
Stupid
like,
you were.
Instead of working on the communication with your husband, maybe couples counseling would be good.
yeah, like this
I don't
next
know.
this next paragraph, like.
God.
So the next paragraph is, I'm afraid to tell my husband I want to leave him because a few years ago I expressed how unhappy I was and said I didn't recognize the small, scared version of myself. He went from frighteningly furious to crying and begging me to stay. I felt so guilty that I stayed. He knows I'm unhappy. He even knows his quiet underlying rage scares me. His pitiful begging me to stay makes me feel like a bad person.
You already have the apartment, just move out while he's at work.
Also, like...
Get a lawyer, block his number.
Hold
at the
on,
same
hold
time, it's
on.
like,
Let's finish this.
the other thing that, like, in my head is, like, you've already admitted that you have a habit towards being, you know, like, deceptive and not forward with, like, the things that you say or do. So I'm not entirely sure I believe you.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
You know, like, if you've already established in this Dear Abby that you're lying to him about things, it's like, how the fuck do I know that you're not lying about him? And then it's all problems with you.
How do we know that this whole issue isn't just your perceptions which do not match reality?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Pop has a very good point. Rimshee, you and I should get wigs for this segment.
Do we have wigs? I need something for a Dear Abby segment. We're gonna do it again, I'm sure, but... No, her response was, that's a very loaded question.
What? It's not like you asked for a merkin.
Like,
yeah, but she's a theater person.
Yeah.
Another thing that, like, kind of sets me, like, is like, okay, so you tell your husband that you're unhappy because you feel like you don't recognize yourself, and that causes him to go from being furious at you to crying. You telling him that you're unhappy that you don't recognize yourself makes him go from pissed at you to crying and begging you to stay. Like, unless this dude's really fucking bipolar, it's like, that ain't how dudes operate, man.
No.
Yeah, I'd love to hear his side of this story.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to hit her. So that seems pretty cool, unless she's leaving that out.
Which, based on what we've seen, I doubt she would.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like. Do they have kids? That's a question.
Well, she
Doesn't
makes it
seem
sound
like
like her kid's like fully grown and living in this other town or whatever. We know she has one kid that she said
Yeah.
she
Oh yeah, she did mention her
uses
daughter.
as an excuse to go and spend time in her own apartment every once in a while.
But apparently he doesn't question it because, I mean, to be fair, why would he? But still, he doesn't question it.
So,
What's
final
Abby have to say?
paragraph- Well, the final paragraph from her is, I feel so much better when I'm away from him, but I'm terrified about how he'll react when I say I want to leave for good. I know that when I do gather the courage, I'll likely lose everything we have together. Please advise me. Facing
What do you
the
mean?
All right.
What do you mean likely lose everything you have together? You will lose everything you have together. But that's
would argue
kind
that
of
you
the
already
point.
I would argue that you already have.
Yeah. You can already afford an apartment. Get a lawyer, move out.
Like, clearly you don't want to be there anymore if you're taking off and fucking hiding from him.
Yeah. And don't get
This
me-
is
don't get me wrong.
assuming we're taking you at your word, too.
Yeah. Also, don't get me wrong. Personal space is very important in a relationship. Rimshee can probably attest. You have your office. You can sort of.
I have
sneak
my
away.
office, but right now it's a storage room because we have a kid. And so this
Yeah.
green screen hides a pile of shit that we need to organize. And
But
by
still,
we,
it's
I
your
mostly
space.
mean me. Yeah.
It's your space where you can sort of just get away. And stuff.
Yeah.
So,
That's fine. If you
Dear-
don't, if you want to leave him forever,
Yeah.
just lawyer up, leave. You seem to make good enough money that you can just afford an apartment that you just go to every once in a while.
and
And on top
And
of
it
that,
doesn't feel fine. And apparently it doesn't feel financially burdensome despite not going there all the time.
yeah,
And I would assume it's relatively well furnished, because I don't know a single woman in the world who would have an apartment that wasn't at least furnished enough for her to be like, I feel comfortable in here. Now,
Yeah,
admittedly,
people are-
that does not include young first-time apartment people. That's a little different.
yeah. But she's obviously older because they've been married for 17 years.
Yeah, which means let's assume she got pregnant at 16 and they got married at 18. Just for whatever reason. Let's just make that an assumption so that she's married at 18. 17 years is still in your 30s. Early
you're in your
30s.
mid-30s.
Well, she's been in the workforce long enough to get enough raises and make enough money that she can afford to just have an apartment
Yeah.
elsewhere. So,
Yeah. I'd say she's probably at least in her 40s.
which means her husband's also doing very well for himself because they're not stretched for cash for her to like pitch in on bills and stuff.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
makes me want to get into Abby's response. Because, so the response is like, the time to talk to an attorney is now, well in advance of taking any action. Doing so will help you determine exactly what kind of financial hit you may suffer if you follow through with your plan to leave. Since your finances are separate, it may not be as bad as you fear. Because you are fearful for your safety, I don't think she ever said that.
No.
You should also contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800, whatever. The
She
folks
just
there
doesn't
can
want him
help
to
you
get
formulate a
angry.
safe
She's
escape
not.
plan.
She doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't seem fearful for her safety. She just doesn't want.
Well, yeah, because
She doesn't want him to like yell at her or something.
if the guy was the typical like abusive, like controlling spouse type, he would not allow her to have separate finances.
Yeah.
In fact, like she made a point of saying that like them having separate finances was his ideas.
Yeah, he wouldn't let her go on all these trips to go visit other members of her family all the time by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that like
Yeah, you want to go?
he's
You want to go see your sister? That's fine. That's cool. I'll have the
Yeah.
house to myself. That sounds nice. That's
Yeah,
what it
like,
sounds like
he's
to me.
completely
Like-
Yeah, like she's made it clear he's completely in the dark that she's not going to see anyone. She's just going and like sitting in an apartment by herself.
Yeah.
He has
all
no
she,
idea this is happening.
well, she doesn't think he has any idea this is happening. We don't know that for sure, but he may very well know. Yeah, she has an apartment across town that she likes to stay in every so often when she just wants to get away, and she thinks she's pulling one over on me, and it's whatever. It could
Or
be that
even-
he's just over there.
her mom, sister, and daughter might all live in that other town where she has this apartment.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, she has an apartment over there. I guess she just doesn't feel comfortable just staying at their place, especially when she visits her daughter, because,
In fact,
you know, maybe her daughter lives in like a studio apartment. And so
Again.
she just has her own apartment that she crashes at.
again,
So she just-
clearly we don't have all the information here, but the more I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm just like, you know what? No, bitch, fuck you. You're a bitch. You're a piece of shit.
By the way, there's
I don't
another
think-
Dear Abby under this that I kind of want to go over.
No, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
she's
I
a-
was thinking the
think
same
she's a-
thing.
Yeah.
No, I honestly do think she's a piece of shit.
I think she's a piece of shit because she should at least broach like having couples counseling to like really talk
Yeah.
about shit. If he's
Honestly,
winning
well,
every
okay.
argument,
It's
you
just
might
like-
just be wrong. So
No,
the-
You're either
well,
wrong
the thing is,
or
like,
you
the fact that you're doing this, hold on. The fact that you're doing this, that you've been doing this, that you're not telling him about it, you're actively hiding it from him. Bitch, you don't care about him. You don't care about his feelings or how this information would affect him. You don't fucking care. You're just afraid of how it's going to affect you. You don't give a shit about him. Fuck you.
All right, I'm gonna be generous
This is
with my
entirely
assessment.
unfair.
I'm gonna be generous with my assessment. She is saying she feels that he is intense and intimidating. We'll leave out the intelligent part because that could be very well true. Who knows? But she sees him as intense and intimidating. She's also saying she's depressed and anxious. Do you really? I'm gonna question it right here and say that maybe the depression and anxiety came first, and she's projecting that onto him and saying it's because he's intense and intimidating, when in reality that those perceptions are purely because of her anxiousness and depression.
maybe she's just non-confrontational and has anxiety, and and he's willing to be in confrontations and just sort of squash it where it's at.
Yeah,
And
he's willing
finds
to
that
sit there.
intense and intimidating, which can be an intense and intimidating when you are non-confrontational.
Yeah, I mean, this is my most favorable to her take, is that she's just having she's projecting onto him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it sounds like, because intense and intimidating is very much from her perspective. It's
Also,
hers.
the thought of couples counseling didn't come up at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to think from like this guy's perspective, upon like finding out finally like that she's just been like dipping out to an apartment that she got just to get away from him all this time. It's just like, damn, like, do you hate me?
Oh, I have a. I just thought of a slightly different take on this.
It's like you couldn't talk to me at all. Like, do you hate me?
Tell him no. Also, go ahead and tell him, hey, sometimes I need some space to myself. So I got an apartment. I'm just gonna, every once in a while, I'm just gonna spend some time, just to myself. And you can have the house to yourself.
And it sounds like, based on what we've read from her own account, he'd probably be fine with it.
Yeah.
Like, he'd probably be, that makes me concerned you're leaving, but if you need the space, it sounds like it sounds like he'd probably, based on what she's been said about him, sounds like he'd probably acquiesce.
He suggested that they have their own separate finances, that they could spend their money how they both see fit.
Yeah, and if she just lays it out reasonably and logically, just like, hey, sometimes I just need my own space, so I got this little apartment, and I'd like to get away from time to time. He'd probably be like, oh yeah, we both need our own space, We're two different. We're in a union, but we're two different people. So, I get it. I think he would. I don't know. I think he'd probably understand.
Yeah, but like now the way it's set up, like now if he finds out, it's like well, you've just told me basically blatantly to my face that you don't trust me, and you haven't trusted me for a long time, and you, like, as I said, do you hate me? What the fuck?
I don't know. Lots of ways to go about this. Usually we have a primarily female audience, so I'd like to hear from them, but as far as we know, if they have a kid, the kid's grown up and moved out. Deana. Or the kid might be younger and staying with the grandma, but that doesn't seem right based on how this is all set up. It seems like their finances are really good, and they wouldn't need that sort of shit. We're guessing. How old are these two people? We're guessing
on the youngest edge. We're talking early to mid 30s for the woman.
At the oldest, probably like 40 plus.
Yeah.
Potentially early 50s.
Yeah.
Oldest, I would.
They've been married for 17 years. There's a kid that's
that may or may not be his.
May or may not be his. That's like old and that's like old enough to be on their own or whatever. They're financially stable because she can afford an apartment on her own in another town.
Does it actually say in another town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I assume that her sister, mom, and daughter live in that other town.
Dog. This dog.
No. So we're gonna average it out, probably like mid 30s.
Mid to late 30s, yeah. That's I'd say average. Maybe early 40s.
Yeah, at the oldest.
Also, did she say that, like, for the first 4 or 5 years of their marriage that she was happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was perfect. We were happy, and we didn't have very many disagreements. Oh, they still don't have many disagreements. But when
he wins
they
every argument because he's intelligent and
intense,
assertive at the very least.
We don't even know if that's the actual issue, though, is that she needs space. We're guessing because she literally says, they've been married for 17 years, and for the first 4 or 5, they were happy. They don't, as in currently don't, have very many disagreements, but when they do, he always wins. So in other words, they don't have... They may argue maybe a couple of times a month, and he wins, and that's enough to make her want to end the relationship?
Well, yeah, he's a man. Of course he's gonna win.
But
Honestly, the thing I take the most issue with here, is Abby's response.
Yeah.
Hands down.
She said nothing about being in fear for her safety. She's just intimidated by, I don't know, how he fucking dominates those arguments.
But yeah, you're like,
Like,
but you know, then we can get lost in, you know, like the, you know, whenever it comes to anything, you know, like domestic, you know, like men for a lot of certain subset of people automatically translates to abuser.
Yeah. I have a guy I work with who got sent to jail for a while. Got sent to jail because his girlfriend at the time beat the shit out of him, and purely because he had he bruised her while trying to pull her hands off from squeezing the shit out of his balls, got arrested for spousal abuse or domestic abuse.
Yeah, I had one of the old guys in the town I grew up in. He was like, if you have neighbors, if you get into a bad argument with your wife, always go outside.
Oh, he woke up to her beating the shit out of him. So
yeah.
He didn't even have a chance.
That's fair. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but that guy's advice was always go outside immediately, because neighbors will hear it. Neighbors are always nosy. And so they'll be able to be a witness if she starts hitting you. So
even then, you know, I can't remember the name of it, but like in a lot of places where like they've, you know, like accepted this fucking model, it's based on dog shit feminist theory, but
automatic aggressor.
Yeah, it's like, even if it's like provable that it was the woman who was the one who was the aggressor, even if it's the guy's house, he's the one that has to leave.
Yeah. Pop, you have a good point. She should probably just leave him. We already covered that. Like she seems like 1 foot out the door already.
Yeah, he deserves better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But given the information that we've had, we've already deduced that this guy probably isn't that bad.
He might be intense when it comes to arguments, but
Deana, relationships shouldn't require a body cam. You're right. However, when the woman's the abuser, the dude almost always goes to jail.
Like Pop said, shouldn't, but unfortunately, people are terrible.
Yeah.
Well, no,
the automatic assumption is that the guy is always the aggressor, which is very unfortunate.
And that's because of, you know, years ago, bad actors who wormed their way into the fucking justice system and pushed this dog shit model.
Yeah.
By the way, this is the last episode we'll do politics related stuff. But it's mostly because of this dog shit Dear Abby letter.
Well, no, we can talk. I don't
get
think
into the big stuff. You like, for
yeah,
example,
no, this
like
is
family
small.
court is completely rigged against men.
Yeah, well, that's debatable actually. But yeah, these sort of things I think are fine to talk about. The big politics stuff, though, we're staying the fuck out of. We're going
absolutely
back to
nothing about Trump or Biden. Absolutely nothing about the elections.
Pretty much only covering like specific laws and things like that.
Yeah.
Because
shit's getting out of hand.
the last 2 weeks. Yeah.
People are lighting themselves on fire.
I like that stream that we did where we were like discussing like weird fucking laws in other states.
Yeah, we'll do stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
that's
the one
cool.
about like the law against bear wrestling.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Well, one of our first
What
episodes, they were trying to ban dwarf tossing in my state, and we talked about that. That was fucking... Yeah.
Shit.
I think we've said all we can about this deer.
Yeah.
Abby.
We have one
Yeah.
more though.
Yeah. This one's really short.
Okay. Dear Abby, my significant other loves to play video games. I believe he has become addicted. I don't know how to tell him enough is enough. I'd love to be heard and noticed by him, but he is too infatuated with his video games. I have even participated in his hobby with him. Am I the bad guy for wanting quality time? What can I do?
Talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to him.
Literally. That's
like,
it.
honestly, say,
boundaries.
hey, unless there's like a specific reason and it includes rescheduling, let's set a time where we just have quality time together.
Yeah.
In fact, most couples should probably try and do that.
Yeah, set date night. You'll spend
It gets
time together,
harder when you have a
otherwise-
kid, but
Yeah, but like,
kid has to go to bed at some point.
yeah. Also, setting a date night, it's like, hey, this is a time that's for us. Let's do that. And it doesn't sound glamorous or spontaneous or anything like that, but I think it's really important to just talk to your partner and like make sure you set aside the time.
We don't know if losing the game in Maryland is a guy or a girl crab. This could be a gay couple. You don't know.
Also, you've participated in the video games, and I'm glad you're calling it a hobby instead of saying that it's childish and stuff like that. So you're already on good footing. And
Yeah.
You have shown a lot more respect to something your husband enjoys than a lot of shit I hear about it. Straight off, good on you. Way better than the woman before you.
Yeah. Also, play Portal 2. It's good team building. I think every couple should play Portal 2. That's just my thoughts.
Do we even have to go into Abby's response here?
I don't.
We probably should, just to see what dog shit there is.
Well, it's not. It's basically what we're saying. A little more pussy, I would say, but
yeah. Also, how much is he playing? That's the other factor.
yeah,
Because it's does he play for just like an hour or two every day? Is he playing for like 12 hours on the weekends?
Yeah, I haven't played video
it's
games
like
in months.
when you say
I wanna
believe
get
he
back
has
to it.
become addicted, it's like, is that because he devotes some time every day to his video game? Because I play a video game pretty much every day. I would not say that I am addicted to my video games.
I play Monopoly on my Switch every day. I do it on very easy because it's just sort of like I can just sort of zone out and chill out after work and play. It takes like an hour and a half and play some Monopoly, and then I go do my other stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I'll play new Pokemon Snap on my breaks.
Yeah.
Like recently, I've been playing World of Tanks again, and like I play until I get like wins on all the tanks I need to get wins on, and like complete my daily challenges, and then I pretty much stop.
Yeah, is he doing this to decompress after work? Are they taking up his full days off and stuff? Yeah, talk to him.
Is it taking a few hours out of his day, or is it taking up his entire off time?
Yeah, is it like me when I first got Fallout 4 and I spent
that's the other thing. It's like
I spent
the type of
14
game.
I spent 14 hours the first day that I played it.
I will say though,
the type of game makes a lot of difference as well. It's, it's like, is it a major release that he's been waiting on?
Yeah.
It's like something like Dragon's Dogma 2 recently came out. Like people will sink a lot of time into RPGs like that because they're big.
But I will also say this. A lot of games nowadays are trying to play into that, hey, you gotta play us every day if you really want to get your money's worth out of the content. Because if you're not doing everything daily...
It's a service model.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
That honestly, if that's the case, I would not blame him. I would say, yeah, it's an addiction at that point, because that's what the fucking game company wants. Fuck Ubisoft, by the way.
Loot boxes are gambling.
Loot boxes are gambling. Video games as a service are just attempts to monopolize your wallet.
It's predatory. It's absolutely
predatory
and anti-consumer.
Absolutely. This is why I like my single player games. I used to love Destiny back in the day. Destiny and Destiny 2. Destiny 2 was definitely better, although the story was more shit. But you could not do stuff for a day or walk away for a little while and not really lose any of the story. Nowadays, they're getting rid of stuff. You're missing entire story beats if you don't play for a week. Maybe even a day.
Yeah.
So I've spent 5,000 hours playing the Spyro trilogy on my Switch. And I've spent 2,000 hours playing the Crash Bandicoot trilogy.
Yeah.
Depends on the game. To be fair, I've also been trying to learn how to speedrun those games. But
I like this segment, by the way.
Well, yeah, like
this segment's fun.
Yeah. It's more fun than Am I the Asshole?
Yeah.
Because
9 times out of 10.
These are people just asking for advice. When it comes to Am I the Asshole, you're really suspicious about how much they're leaving out.
Yeah, well, this I'm also suspicious. Like, okay, the first one,
vaguely suspicious,
I suspect
we can infer.
The first one, I am definitely suspicious. Second one, not so much.
There's I actually saw one that's linked below. It's like, well, that's just a Jerry Springer special right there.
What one?
Dear Abby, I discovered my daughter and son-in-law's sexual secret. I'm horrified.
Wait, what?
Wait, where are you seeing this?
I'll get it. I'll get it.
Okay.
I haven't read it. I just saw the headline and I'm like, please tell me more.
All right. So, Dear Abby is going to become a regular segment, I'm guessing, then, because this is fun.
That Pav put it in live show. Damn, Pav, you were quick on that.
Okay, here's what I'm seeing. It's dead center of that trio in the middle. Dear Abby, my younger boyfriend and his new girlfriend live with me. He won't have sex with me anymore.
Wait, what? Link that, too, while you're at it. Alright, so this is just going to be the Dear Abby episode.
I'm putting it in the news articles section. But here's one that I think would be good to go over, or potentially. My son's wonderful girlfriend can't afford a graduation gown. Should I buy one for her?
Yeah.
That one sounds wholesome.
Actually, I do want to go over that one, so link that too.
Yeah, they're both in there.
All right, cause I want to do some of this wholesome shit real quick.
Yeah. Here's
My
the
son's
first one on my
girlfriend,
screen.
It seems like you like her, so.
Here's the first one on the screen. My wife left our mutual profession. I never see her anymore. This actually sounds like a good one too.
All right, well, post it in news articles. Maybe we'll do that one next week.
Yeah.
Not too much right now.
I'm just posting.
We're just gonna start doing the Dear Abby section. We're now a Dear Abby channel. I'm having too much fun. Because the difference between these and Am I the Asshole is they're not necessarily purposefully trying to paint other people as bad.
All right, I have come up with the title for this week's episode. Dear Abby Audit.
Yeah, Dear Abby Audit.
Because the thing is, like, you're right, Jill. The thing with Am I the Asshole is that there's a big incentive to be performative about it.
There's a big incentive to paint yourself in the best light and the other people in the worst light. Yeah. These are people just asking for advice, which there is still going to be some of that painting you a little better and the other people a little worse and stuff like that. But there's not more of an incentive. You're not seeking the validation of, oh, you're not the asshole.
Yeah.
It's what should I do? This is the situation.
I think the most entertaining Am I the Asshole ones are the ones where the person is trying to paint themselves in the best light, like they always do. And yet everyone is still going, yeah, you're the fucking asshole.
Yeah, I know. You're still the fucking worst. And you tried to make yourself look good. Yeah, those are the fun ones. Yeah. And those ones are kind of hard to find sometimes, which is why I stopped trying to submit, like, Am I the Asshole stuff. Yeah. Because you have to stumble across those.
Well, yeah, because, like,
look for them.
It's not every day, like, you get that monumental piece of shit that lacks so much self-awareness that even when they think they're making themselves look like roses, it's just like, wow, you fucking suck.
Yeah, and sometimes they're just totally fake, and they're just like, I'm just gonna fake this whole story.
Well, that said, there's a lot of incentive to be performative, because that gets engagement on Reddit.
Yeah. Alright, so let's do this graduation one.
Yeah.
Alright, I read the last two, so you go ahead.
Alright. Dear Abby, my son, who is in senior... Wait, hold on. Let's start doing this a little differently. Dear Lesser Saints, my son, who is in his senior year of high school, is dating a beautiful, sweet girl I'll call Amanda. Cool. I'm very fond of her. This is an exciting year for them both because soon she will be shopping for her graduation gown. Amanda told me her mom has said she will have to wear her older sister's dress. Her sister graduated 7 years ago. Finances are tight for their family. I asked Amanda how she feels about it, and she isn't happy. Yeah, she wants something of her own. It's her graduation. It's a big moment. I get it. I would love to buy her a gown. I remember being in high school and how exciting it was to buy a new gown. My daughter is 2 years older and says that soon the girls in school will be talking about shopping for their new gowns. I really want this experience for Amanda. The problem is, I don't want to offend her or her mother with my offer. Should I stay out of this? Should I approach her mother? I have met her mom only a couple times, and I don't want to step on any toes. Even if my son and Amanda are not together by the time graduation happens, I would still want her to have a dress of her choosing and all the experiences that come with it. All right.
I think it's worth talking to them about it. but I like the attitude.
Yep.
I'd definitely approach the mom. I would not go
Yeah.
straight to Amanda. I'd approach the mom.
Yeah, approach the mom. I wish I knew how long they were dating at this point.
Yeah.
Uh,
Long enough that you
but
like
but
her.
long enough that she's met her enough to be like, yeah, I really like this girl.
Yeah, that you actually have an investment in doing something positive for another person.
She also mentioned that she doesn't care if her son and her are still together. She still wants to do it.
Yeah.
Because she knows how special it is. I would approach the mom, talk about it, and just be forward and say, hey, I know finances are tight. But I remember being in high school and my graduation gown was really important. Would you mind if I bought Amanda her graduation gown? Or I can give you the money and you can buy her her own graduation
or
gown.
like, it's like I could like if you want to contribute, like I can like chip in like half the cost.
Half the cost, 3/4 of the cost.
Yeah,
I can chip in whatever's needed.
I would straight up offer to just give Amanda's mom the money and be like, you and her go shopping for the gown and I'll pay for it. And you two do it.
You can make it transactional.
Yeah. You can lie to your kid and say that you got a bonus at work so you can get the gown now. Something like that. I'd even throw that out there.
Don't even have to say it's from me.
Yeah.
Like I won on a scratch off ticket.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Little white lies don't hurt every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to make a special day special for somebody else. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, as long as your intentions are in the right place.
Yeah,
That's what
it does
she-
depend.
From
It
what
does.
it sounds like she doesn't want the credit or anything. 'Cause she
Or-
doesn't even
or
care
more
if her son
accurately,
and her
that
are
she
still
doesn't-
together.
More accurately, she doesn't necessarily care about the credit.
Yeah. She just wants this girl that she wants this girl that she likes, that her son happens to be dating, to have a really good graduation and have her own gown.
She is
think that's a
invested
beautiful thing.
in doing something positive for someone that she has come to care about. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's
let's
about
see
as
what
noble
Abby's-
a pursuit as you could think of.
Let's see what Abby's response is.
All right. You are a caring, thoughtful, generous woman. Yep, I agree. However, the subject of Amanda's family's finances is sure to be a delicate one. Do not discuss this with Amanda yet. Consider reaching out mother to mother and explaining that Amanda mentioned she might be wearing her sister's dress for graduation. I agree.
Yeah, W. Abby.
Yeah, explain to
Fantastic
mom.
response.
Explain to mom that you care about Amanda, and suggest that if she would allow it, you would love to take them both to lunch and shop for a dress she might like. That's actually really good. Take them both out to lunch.
Furious W.
Yeah, and all three of them just go together, girls' day out, shopping for a dress. Tell her you would like that to be your graduation gift to Amanda, or if this is something she'd prefer to be just between the two of you adults. You would reimburse her for the expense, then cross her fingers. You are a sweetheart. I agree with Abby's advice on this.
Solid. I mean,
100%.
This Abby's a fucking real one.
yeah, whichever Abby wrote this response actually read the the thing too.
Yeah. Well, Abby might be a little slated towards the third wave feminism shit. So that might be why the domestic abuse shit came up, because
Well, yeah,
of
but
the
like-
words intimidating. And,
Well,
But
it definitely seems like the one that responded to this was absolutely a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but that's virtually our advice.
And
Taking her to lunch
potentially
thing,
a
I
mother.
didn't. Yeah, having the girls' day out thing, I didn't even think about.
Yeah,
And
well,
so,
that's
like,
definitely a girls' thing. Like, we agreed, we came up with everything else independently, except for the girls' day.
Yeah.
That didn't occur to any of us, because we're
dudes.
we dangle.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that one. That was very
You know, like,
wholesome.
yeah.
By the way, the mom of the son, sweetheart. I like her a lot.
Absolutely. But this is just like, you know, further example, you know, like that men and women are in fact different. We don't think the same. You know, because for example, like the majority of my closest friends are women.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that response though, because it didn't occur to me.
Yeah, only, like I said, the only thing we got different was the girls' day. That's really the only thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I would also. The only thing I would change about the girls' day out is, well, no, yeah, no, Abby already addressed this. Like, make it look like the mom is buying it, like Amanda's mom is buying it. Yeah. Yeah, so the son's mom would reimburse her for the expense.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like I said,
like Amanda's mom is buying it. So yeah, that's like, yeah.
The only place we differed was the girls' day. That was it, literally it.
Yeah. Man, we're so good at giving advice.
I don't know, like this is just this is just a trial run. We'll see how our track record goes.
All right.
I mean, there's one more on this page. Can we
I'm
read
sure,
it?
like, I'm sure I've lost points with somebody that would see this in the future for being like with the first one. It's like, nah, fuck that bitch. It's like, I think she's fucking him over.
All right. You want to get salacious? I discovered my daughter and son-in-law's sexual secret. Horrified.
No, hold on. We got another one on this page.
Yeah, well, that one we might save for next week.
Yeah, that one I say we save for
I
next week.
I skimmed that one a little bit, and it's actually a bit heavier than the title was suggesting. And we could get into it for a while. So.
Okay. So we'll save that. Or, wait, hold on.
Yeah, there's another one under the dress, so we can go ahead with that one. It's humorous dad in the South is the writer, so.
Okay. My oldest daughter, Terry's mother-in-law, snooped into Terry's text messages and found a cartoon I had sent of two early colonials at a bar, one saying to the other, "I've been in the doghouse ever since I tried to get my mother-in-law hanged as a witch." Classic. I know that cartoon. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
An argument ensued over her joking at the text without permission. Well, looking at the text without permission. Shortly after, I received a text from her mother-in-law with a middle finger emoji. I live in the same city the mother-in-law lives in. Terry lives far away. Sooner or later, our paths will cross, and I'm not sure what I should say or do. My text was meant as a joke, though I must admit the mother-in-law is not an easy person to get along with. I did not respond to her emoji. Actually, I blocked her number on my phone. That's too far. What should I do? No one has ever given me the finger before. Humorous dad in the South. Okay.
No one has ever given you the finger before that you know
believe that.
of.
All right.
Well, even the like, no, I just don't believe that.
Yeah. Seems like a funny guy.
If you have driven for any period of time in your life, you've been flipped off.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Oh, and this was a thing that he sent to his own daughter.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, mother-in-law's a bitch.
And-
try to get her hanging
And
as
it's
witch.
and it's a guy talking about his mother-in-law. And I'm sure this is not the only cartoon he's sent his daughter. If it's the only cartoon he's sent his daughter, he doesn't deserve humorous dad in the South. And also, then maybe I could understand why the mother-in-law is upset. But
No, it's his daughter's mother-in-law.
yeah. Sorry, you're right. I said the mother-in-law, but yeah, his daughter's mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Now, like, now it just seems to me like the mother-in-law is just a cunt that's looking for problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like your daughter might have been bitching about her, and you sent her a funny thing.
Why the fuck was she looking at your daughter's text messages?
Because
Yeah.
she's a nosy bitch.
Yeah.
She's a nosy mother-in-law that deserves to be tried like a witch.
It sounds like this cartoon was fucking accurate.
All right. Let's see what Abby's thing is. Dear Dad, there's always a first time. Tell the woman you are sorry if her feelings were hurt, and explain that the cartoon was a joke rather than a judgment of her personality. Or when you see her, laugh about the emoji, which is probably also meant as a joke. Oh, that reminds me. Blocking her number, bad move.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You have a daughter that's in a relationship with somebody else, you should have a communication with your daughter's significant other's parents.
Well, maybe not open communication, but at least an open line of communication. I mean, if shit goes wrong,
You don't
like
have to
when my
respond to the
wife,
text, but
like when my wife went into labor, if my parents had my mother-in-law's number blocked, they didn't, because both my parents and her parents are pretty good people.
Yeah, but hypothetically.
But yeah, hypothetically, I just wanted to make that clear because the wife's listening.
Yeah, what about
No, we're talking shit about this one mother-in-law
Rimshee
who's a
hates your
pain in
parents.
the ass. And the wife says, I was so lucky. But anyway,
Yeah.
assuming that for in the hypothetical, if my parents had her parents' numbers blocked, that would have made communicating the whole thing that was going on with the rush to labor and delivery and the whole C-section and all that stuff. It would have made that a pain in the ass to send to two separate numbers as opposed to just doing a group chat.
yeah, there needs to be an open line of communication between the parents of two other people.
I mean, let me put it to you this way. If I remember right, I said, "Hey, we're going into the OR right now for the C-section," and within just a couple of minutes, they had sent, "Are they giving her anything for the pain?" And I didn't see it because I've got other things to focus on. But within a couple of minutes, my next response was, "He's out." And I was not paying attention to jack shit they were saying.
And also, it's hard to read.
Do you really think I would have been able to balance two sets of numbers? Fuck no.
Yeah, it's hard to read tone through text, especially emojis. That middle finger emoji might have just been like a little, fuck you, dude.
Based on what we're
like,
based on what we're hearing, I doubt it, but yeah, theoretically it could have been.
it's possible. Yeah, blocking the number is a bad move.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah,
also
and when you, also, I wouldn't just. It's been too long. It's been long enough that he's written to Dear Abby. However, so I wouldn't bring it up now, but next time you see her, just be like, "Hey, you know, I was just fucking around with that cartoon, right?"
It sounds like it applies, but yeah, I would have said, hey, it was meant to be a joke between my daughter and I. Because it's a funny cartoon. Had nothing to do with real life. Not everything's about you, June.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
oh yeah, because like
Pav.
I'm kind of
Oh
into-
no. Oh, real quick. I need Pav. If your daughter is married, if your son or daughter is married to somebody else, you should not have their parents blocked, unless your offspring's significant other has super shitty parents and they're personally estranged from them because those parents are like meth addicts or some shit.
Yeah, something like that, or it's to the point where you've got a restraining order against them. Sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's
until
actually,
you hit that point.
That's actually the case with my brother-in-law.
Mhm.
He's not on speaking terms with his father. Doesn't want to be on speaking terms with his father. So none of us are either.
Yeah, fair enough.
The only thing I would have to say to that man if I ever met him is like, thanks for not showing up to my sister's wedding. I got a really nice seat out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it is like one of those things, like it's like if you're looking at your daughter-in-law's phone and you see something and get, because offense is always taken, never given.
Mm-hmm. That's your fault.
If you
That's
take
on you.
offense,
Bubba!
you don't get to be
Oh,
mad
you little
at
thief.
her dad about it.
No, especially like parent to offspring relationship.
Yeah, and
It's
sir,
like-
if that is the case of this, like, this is just me being me, but like, you have nothing to apologize for. Fuck her.
Yeah, you should see some of the wild memes that I send to my nieces and nephews.
I have a little thief. Then I nearly kicked over the isopropyl alcohol I had open.
Uh-oh.
Chasing after
Better
him.
put a cap on that.
Yeah.
I did. I stopped and put a cap on it before I continued.
Yeah. But yeah, I send weird memes to my nieces and nephews, just of some funny joke shit.
Yeah.
If my sister were to look at those, she'd laugh. I know that for a fact. And but if
It's just wacky Uncle
you
Jables.
just don't understand the relationship that those people have, like that's a father to daughter relationship. They've built up a sense of humor through her entire life.
And it's none of
Don't
your
get mad.
fucking business.
That's another thing. Don't go through her fucking texts.
Don't be that cunt.
She deserves her privacy.
Yeah, in fact, like, even if he was, like, he sent it in that context, if it was relating to you, the fact that you're the one going through your daughter-in-law's text just proves that you are that fucking person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have done yourself no favors, and you have no grounds to get mad about it.
Yeah, it's all on you. You fucked up. The mother-in-law I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Entitlement is
Dad-
a hell of
Dad's-
a drug.
Dad's being a good dad, making his daughter laugh. So
He's maintaining
I'll
a
say.
good relationship with his daughter.
That's all I'll say. Entitlement is a hell of a drug.
yeah. I wish my dad sent me memes. Because my
I
dad's
know,
a really funny guy. Yeah. All right. You want to do one more and then get out of here?
No, I'm kind of good.
Yeah, it's already 3.
All right.
I mean,
We'll save the rest for
I'm
next-
not against it, but it is 3, and yeah, it could just be a segment we do. I don't necessarily think we make this our entire show, but I don't mind doing it
Well,
as a segment.
We didn't make it the entire show. We
No,
didn't
no,
get to get depressed about the current state of education earlier.
No, I think it's a fun
Yeah.
segment to do during like the latter half of the show.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure that the two of you were not expecting you would encounter an individual who's of the mindset like aquariums don't exist.
Oh man, I really have to question if that's a Poe or not.
Nah, he seemed a bit too confident.
I think by the end he thought he was caught, but other than that, no.
Yeah.
I think it was real.
Yeah, at the
Some
end it
people,
was.
unfortunately, are just that fucking stupid.
Kill yourself.
And we're canceled. Again.
All right.
That I think that one always has to be followed by for legal reasons. That's a joke.
For legal reasons, that's a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody that joined us.
Yeah,
This has
thanks
been a
for
good
stopping
one.
by.
I think we're definitely gonna do Dear Abby segments.
I
from
think
now
so.
on.
as
Not
well.
gonna be the whole show,
No.
but these are
And
fun
it may
to
not
kind of
even
like
be
break
every
down.
show, but it will be a recurring segment, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Pav, could you send me some links to some really stupid shit that's happened on that podcast? I would love that.
And just so you guys know, to reiterate, the name of that podcast is You Should Know,
yeah,
which is extremely ironic.
yes, I want to see the noon debate because that's 12.
Yeah, find the noon
Noon.
debate. I want to see that one too. Because
Yeah,
I don't
we're-
even know what the fuck that is.
I already feel like I might need to start drinking after watching that one.
Yeah, find the noon debate. We're all going to be talking for a little bit after the stream, so maybe we'll all watch it together if you can find it fast enough.
Yeah, hurry the fuck up, Pav.
Yeah.
And get in here once the show's done. I'm not adding you to the guest list at this point.
Oh, hello, little.
All right. Yeah, thank you everybody that joined us. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. 1:30 Pacific time, 4:30 Eastern time.
Yep.
Yup.
Bye.
People.